y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Lo, and today we are back with another video. I put a poll in my community tab asking what type of video y'all wanted to see next. I already had an idea of what I wanted to post. I have another video coming actually, but I wanted to go ahead and film this one since a few people responded to it, even though it's only 15 us at the time of this video. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and film this video, and this is going to be like my everyday makeup routine. This is what I do pretty much on those days when I feel like putting on makeup but I don't want to go full beat. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started on my everyday makeup routine. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get to it. First things first, with this makeup routine, the most important element of it is your skin. In my opinion, the skin is the base for this, well, for all makeup looks, but especially for this one because we're not doing foundation, we're using powder only. I'm only using a pressed powder. So your skin has to be nice, hydrated, and fully coated with either your skincare moisturizer or a primer. For this look, I am going to be using a primer. So the primer that I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I bought this from Ulta maybe like a week or so ago, maybe like almost 2 weeks ago. And I really love this stuff. I really, really like it. I like to use about 2.5 pumps because I like to OD on the primer, not gonna lie to you. And we're just gonna take this and per the instructions, just pat it into your skin. And I like to concentrate on the areas where I have the most problems. So like here, for instance, around my mouth is where it gets dry. Right here around the sides of my nose is where it gets really dry. And my forehead is where it gets oily. And I like this primer because it balances everything. So the dry spots are hydrated and the oily spots are controlled. Okay, so yeah, it really controls everything seamlessly, flawlessly, beautifully, and I really like that about this primer. We're gonna let it set. It says 30 seconds, but it's gonna set as long as I need it to. All right, so while that is setting, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. What I'm gonna do now is just prep my brows using the NYX brow glue. And I love this stuff. I use this all the time. Sometimes I even use this when I'm not even wearing makeup because it makes my brows look so put together and nice. And I really, really like that. Okay, so now that we have our brows done, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into concealing. I like to start by carving out underneath my brows. And I use concealer for this makeup look, but I don't use foundation. And it does not look weird, I promise. Hopefully you can see, but this is what we're gonna do. Just gonna go up under there. And carve it out. Have both brows carved out, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend this. So we're just gonna take it and we're gonna blend in place. That's what I like to call it, blending in place. You don't drag the brush, you just blend in place. Got that nice and blended out, and of course it looks weird because it's a lighter color, but you know when you're doing your makeup, you have to trust the process, and that's definitely what we're doing. All right, so we have both sides blended, and now we're about to go ahead and get into the concealer. The concealer that I have been loving is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and though this is not a new concealer, it is a concealer that pleasantly surprised me. So yeah, I'm about to go ahead and go under my eyes with this, and this is in the shade Warm Honey. I don't go directly under my eye anymore. I kind of start right here You see, it's quite a bit of distance from the lower lash line to like my orbital bone. Is this what you call it? I think that's what it's called. We're just gonna take that much and move on to the other side. Need a little bit more over here. That much there. On the forehead. And now we are going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. And this is a mini concealer. I got it in Tan Deep Sand. And I like this, but I don't see myself buying the full size of it. I don't see myself buying it. And I know a lot of people actually love the Shape Tape, but it's just, I don't know, maybe I'll have to like give it some more time. But now we're gonna go ahead and blend out like so. And again, we're gonna blend in place. The product is naturally gonna move. So blending in place, make sure you stay in a localized area. And as you can see, the makeup has migrated. You see? At first, I used to put makeup, like conceal all the way down to here, and then it's like next thing you know, like my whole face has a lighter shade on it, and I don't like that look. And my makeup would always be hit or miss. But once I learned this technique to blend in place, it kind of like helped me control how and where the concealer goes. So that's definitely a tip you should utilize when you do your makeup. I come from the era of the beat face, cake face, you know what I'm saying? That was my time, okay? So I had to really learn a lot when it came to my makeup application in the past few years or so. And these techniques that I have learned, they really have been helpful. So yeah, and like I said, it looks weird, but we're gonna trust the process. We are gonna trust the process. The most critical step, and I know we didn't touch the forehead yet, but that's trust the process. So now I'm just gonna take the LOLA Beauty Face and Body Sponge, and you can get this on Amazon. This sponge is a dream, okay? This is a dream, and I recommend you to go to Amazon. Matter of fact, do that right now. Pause this video. Go to Amazon on your phone, on your laptop, whatever. Go, type in LOLA Beauty Sponge in the search bar and add it to your cart, and then buy it after this video, and you're gonna see why. So this is damp, and I like to, as you can see, it's pretty wet. So what I like to do, I wet the sponge. It's damp, but I like to squeeze out as much water as possible to make it damn near dry. Squeeze out the excess water, and then I use this side. I use this side of it to like get up under here. So, oh, and as y'all can see, this is like really big. Like, I kid you not, this is like really huge. Like, it's a really nice size sponge. This is fairly big, and I'm definitely gonna be using it this summer with my body shimmers. Oh man, you can't tell me shit this summer. Gonna use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and spray that just like that. All right, and now we are about to blend. And as you can see, it like blurs out those lines. Like, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but I can see it in person where I can see a harsh line here. Of course you're gonna see that when you put on makeup with a brush, but this just blended out those lines with like no issue. And when you use a good tool with a good product, when you use a good cosmetic tool with good cosmetics, like good cosmetic products, your makeup is always gonna turn out flawless. And this is a really, really good thing to add to your kit. And it is a dream. And I'm not just saying that because it is my product that I want you to buy. I'm saying it because it's true. And I wouldn't put my name on something if it wasn't a good product, because I don't do shit like that. And again, literally very minimal work that needs to be done. As very minimal work that needs to be done, you just have to make sure, again, you use high quality products with this high quality tool, and I promise you, you're gonna love it. All right, so now onto the forehead. Gonna spray this just a little bit more. So now that we have all of the highlighted areas blended out, we're gonna go ahead and go in with a setting powder. And I like to use the Juvia's Place I Am Magic setting powder in the color Kalahari. I'm going to go ahead and set under my eyes using the Real Technique setting brush. And now, also, I am not a baker. I have never been a baker, never. Every time I would try to bake, like, it's like my makeup, I would always have so much flashback. Like, no matter the setting powder I used or what, like, I would just always have so much flashback. And I just could never get the hang of it, so I just don't do it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush under my eyes with the setting powder. I'm going to take a little bit and set my eyes, because I am gonna do like a very, very basic eyeshadow. Go ahead and set that. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing over here. Did y'all ever bake? I could never get the hang of it. I always hated it. And you wanna know who had the worst setting powder ever? And no shade, because I love MAC down, but MAC, that setting powder, that translucent powder they had was all but translucent. That shit was trash. And I don't know if they still sell it, but it was literally the worst product ever. Like, I did not like that. And I was very surprised that MAC had a product like that. It really shocked me, and it kind of traumatized me, honestly. And I know that sounds dramatic as hell, but it really did kind of traumatize me. What we're gonna do, again, we are going to trust the process. We are gonna use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear foundation, the powder foundation. This was also mentioned in my beauty favorites. And now I am finally dark enough to where I can use this under my eye. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this under my eye. We're not gonna take a lot of it. We're gonna take a minimal amount and just sweep under the eye. I saw the TikTok where it said to do the foundation and then the setting powder, but I have noticed that using the setting powder then the foundation kind of works better for me. So if that's something that you want to try, I definitely think you should. If you can see, it kind of like gives the under eye a more natural look instead of like a bright set look, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna bring it down to here and across my nose. As you can see, I didn't put any setting powder on my forehead. That's intentional. Everything I do with my forehead is intentional, okay? I know y'all probably like, oh my gosh, she keeps missing it. Because I know how annoying it is when you look at certain stuff and it's like, they not getting that side good enough. I'm doing it on purpose, promise. Set like so. And again, this gives me a more natural looking highlight than the setting powder does. Now I'm gonna take the star of the show, the Grand Dame, the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear in the color Sienna. If you remember from my favorites video, I had to get a darker shade because at first I was using hazelnut. So that was perfect when it was colder outside, but since it's only been warm for 2 weeks and ma'am has been out, okay? I have been out. Nowhere in particular, but I've been out. And this is my color now, and I really, really like it. It's like perfect. And I was so scared because I went in Ulta the other day to go pick it up, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna find something that's my color because this looked too light. It doesn't look light on camera, but like in person, it looks too light. But when I got it, And the good thing with Ulta is you can return shit. So I was like, okay, that's perfect. So yeah, I was like, I can return it if it don't work. But yeah, and this was the last one they had because the other two haven't been open. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, I'll bring it back. No, ma'am, it's perfect. It's perfect. So now to apply this, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Cosmetics Buffing Foundation Brush. And the tip for this, because remember, we have our skin primed and we're not gonna buff it on and we're not going to quickly apply it. We're gonna use slow, firm taps to press the powder into the skin. Here we go. So now that we have the first layer on, and again, like this foundation, this powder foundation, I just love it because it just works for me. And I actually saw that Juvia's placed out a powder foundation that I'm gonna try to see how I like it, because I really, really love this L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Refresher foundation. I love it. But I'm gonna try out the Juvia's place to see if I like that one as well, because I do want to support, you know, Black-owned businesses. And so now we're going in with the second layer. And for this one, we're gonna pick up just a little bit more foundation, tap off the excess, and then now we can apply it just a little bit faster. So especially like for the highlighted areas here. All right, and this is the motion I like to use when I put it on for the second layer. And now for the final step, we are going to take the LOLA Beauty Face and Body Sponge again. And now we're gonna take this and press it into the skin. But now that we got the base down, now we can go ahead and work on the eyes. And the palette that I've recently picked up was the 18WT Matte Essentials palette from Morphe. And I really like this palette. It's solid. It's a solid palette. So I'm just gonna go in on my eyes with this reddish brick brown color. And this is called Corduroy. Speaking of corduroy, do y'all remember that book, Corduroy? I love that book. It gave me the feels for some reason as a kid. And I don't know why, but I really love that book. Was it a book or a short story? I'm gonna take it, and what I like to do is apply it right here in the center. And we're just gonna sweep this all over the lid. It's not an eyeshadow tutorial. It's not like a detailed eyeshadow look. It's very, very simple, straightforward. So now we got the eyes done. And I really like this palette. It blends really well. Like the colors are really nice and pretty too. As you can see, they're really, really pretty. And this is like a universal palette. Like any skin tone can use it. It's perfect. I don't get too creative with my makeup. I've never been that person to where I've experimented with looks and stuff. I don't know. It just was never my thing. I've always loved, even like in the beat face glam era, like I just always loved a very, very natural put together look. And now that this in, I have just been living and getting my life. So yeah, so now we are gonna go on to the blush. And the blush that I use is the Gold Blush Format by MAC. It's a frost finish and it's a nice pretty pinky brown color. And this is what I like to do. It's already a frost, so it already has a shimmer to it, but I like to go into the blush, tap the highlighter, and then swirl back into the blush and apply my blush that way. And that way my highlight is a lot more natural and it looks like I'm glowing from within rather than looking like I got a strobe light on my face. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's such a nice, pretty brown color, and it brings warmth to your face without having you looking like muddy, and I really like that. And it's so pretty on brown skin. Like, I can see this blush on my skin no matter the season. Like, if it's hot outside and I get really, really dark in the summer, I can still see this blush. It's perfect and I love it. I have been using this for years. This was like the second blush I picked up by MAC. The very first blush I purchased from MAC was Peaches, and it was like a nice corally orange color. But you know, back then back then when I was wearing makeup, like when I was getting into it, it was like 2011, 2012. So like blush was a thing. We wore the fuck out of blush. And I really, really liked it. That was like my first blush ever. But then I went to MAC one day and Peaches was sold out. And I was like, let me try something else. And the girl that was working there, I think her name was Sierra, she recommended Format, and she put it on me so I could see how it looked, and I fell in love. It was a dream, and I've been smitten with it ever since. So yeah, this is like a goat blush for me. But yeah, I really want to try the Juvia's Place liquid blushes. So that's definitely on my to get my wish list. That's what I like to call it. So that's definitely on my wish list if I can ever find it. I went in Ulta the other day, but they didn't look like they had it. So now we're gonna get into these brows, girl. I posted a little mini brow tutorial on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and you can go watch those on either platform. And yeah, so I used the Maybelline Tattoo Brow. And again, I love this stuff. I thought I was not gonna like this, but literally it's shocked, surprised, wowed, pulled the rug from under me. It bamboozled me. It took advantage of me. It did all of those things, but in a good way. And I really, really like this brow product. It's a dream. And when you use it with the NYX brow glue, the brow glue helps to control how much of the product that you actually use. And for brow pomade in general, I like to start in the middle of my brow. And then go to the front of it. That way, you don't have that dark of a line on your brows. All right. And now we're just gonna brush through them to like make the brows look as natural as possible, or as natural as you can when using a brow pomade. All right, and we are almost done. So now we are going to go in with a lip. I like to use two liners. Depending on the look, I like to use two liners. And that is the NYX matte lip liner, NYX Suede matte lip liner in Club Hopper. And then I like to go on top of it with the NYX Line Loud lip pencil in Total Baller. And I've been loving this lately. Again, it is featured in my beauty favorites. Let's go in with the Juvia's Place Nubian Sand liquid, not liquid lipstick. Where am I getting that from? It's the matte lipstick. Y'all, I was like, did I even press record? I had a mini heart attack because I was gonna have to film this for the 4th time. But yeah, we're gonna use Nubian Sand, which is one of their matte lipsticks. I forget what the name of the collection was, but I love this lipstick now. I ain't gonna lie, it's a little ashy on your girl, but I know how to make it work. Trust me, I know how to make it work. So we're gonna use this and told y'all it's a little ashy. On top of that, with Please Me by MAC. And we're not gonna use a whole lot of this. We're gonna use like a swipe or 2. So. Now I'm just gonna take my finger. We're almost done. We're gonna use the Fenty Cream Gloss Bomb and Cupcake. Y'all listen to Cupcake. I like Cupcake. And I love this pink. It is so fucking pretty. I have to put on some mascara and then we will be done. This is the final look. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is really just such a simple, pretty, flawless look, like, and it requires no foundation, and this is the coverage that you get. Like, I kid you not, this powder, this right here, like, I'm gonna rant and rave about it until I find something that's an equal replacement. I really love this. This is some good shit. If you can find it, I'm pretty sure they sell it in Walmart, Ulta, Target, wherever you go. See if they have this, and I promise you, it will not disappoint you. As long as you get the right shade for your skin tone, it is not going to disappoint you at all. I really love this. It lasts a long time. Like, even when it warmed up a little bit and I wore it and I sweated my makeup, I kid you not, it did not budge. And I really like this. For real, I'm gonna rant and rave, like I said, until I find something close that can replace it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this look. This is my everyday makeup routine. This is how I wear my makeup whenever I have to run out and I feel like putting on makeup, and I really, really like it. It's simple, it's straight to the point, it doesn't take long at all. And I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to go get this sponge, okay? You're gonna need this summer for body shimmers, for your makeup, for all of the above. I want you to go get it, please. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and